Good morning. My name is Kirtana Shankar and myself Priyanshu Bhatt. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you to the 13th Foundation Day celebration of the Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli. We want to take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to the dignitaries, our respected faculty, staff, students and alums who have joined us today. I request Shri Anand Kripalu, Ms. Charushil Kaur, Dr. Pavan Kumar Singh, Professor V. Gopal, Professor Godwin Tennyson and Professor P. Sarvanan to please take their seats on the dais. Thank you. Before we begin the program, students are requested to kindly switch off their mobile phones for the length of the ceremony. I thank you for your cooperation and understanding. Light is considered a symbol of auspiciousness, prosperity, and abundance. Light brings brightness and removes the darkness. Light makes it possible to see things clearly. I would now like to invite all the dignitaries to inaugurate the ceremony with the invocation and the lighting of the lamp.
या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्या
I now request the director to please present our chief guest, Shri Anand Kripalu, and our guest of honor, Ms. Charushil Kaur, with a lovely bouquet.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, it is with great pleasure that we play a video presentation outlining the journey of our illustrious institution from its humble beginnings to the heights that it has reached today.
IIM Trichy began its journey in the NIT Trichy campus, where it welcomed its first batch of students. The foundation stone was laid by Sri Kapil Sibal. And here's a glimpse of the decade gone by at our prestigious institute.
I am privileged to introduce our esteemed director, Dr. Pawan Kumar Singh, a figure who indeed does not require one. Sir prefers to not have one, so I want to delve into his professional affiliations. Beyond titles and credentials, our director is characterized by his warmth and compassion. He consistently provides guidance and mentorship, steering us towards paths that lead to contentment, happiness, and genuine success. Dr. Singh exemplifies leadership through action, embodying the principles he imparts. We view him not just as a director, but as a guru, guiding us through his exemplary conduct. With great honor, I extend an invitation to Sir to please deliver the welcome address.
सुप्रभात, वणक्कम, गुड मॉर्निंग, नव वर्ष की शुभकामनाएं, हैप्पी न्यू ईयर टू यू ऑल. And indeed, it is my first meet with my community on this new year. And we celebrate our foundation day on this date, January 4th. And this time, we are so delighted to welcome on our campus our chief guest of the occasion, Shri Anand Kripaluji. Please welcome him. And we welcome our guest of honor, Madam Tiruchirappalli. You know, William James, the father of psychology, said that everyone is captivated by his or her own habit. And I have also a habit of finding adjective in noun. This is one of my habits. मेरा शगल है finding adjective in noun. नाम में विशेषण खोजना. To find out characteristics in noun. With your permission, sir, क्या बढ़िया नाम है. आनंद कृपालु. और जल्दी मैं किसी की प्रशंसा नहीं करता जब तक हृदय आह्लादित न हो जाए. I have to feel delighted to say something. Anand means the state of being, complete blissfulness, no compromise. And dear students, this is my first humble lesson is coming to you that on Foundation Day I would like to share that Anand does not need any cause. Anandam is beyond cause and effect relationship. You are blissful without cause. Unconditionally, if you can be happy, please be happy. Otherwise, there is no way to be happy. Something will happen, I'll be happy. No, that is not the way. And not only that, you see, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he guided Swami Vivekananda. And Swami Vivekananda said that logo of my institution, that is Ramakrishna Mission, would be Atmano Mokshartha Jagat Hitaya Cha. See, it encompasses everything. Logo chosen by Vivekananda encompasses everything that you can imagine and can do in this world. What was that? Atmano Mokshartha. Elevated self. The self would be liberated one. And Jagat Hitaya Cha. I will not be only a mendicant meditating in the deep cave of Himalaya, but my action will be useful, will be purposeful for so many. It will be cause of delight for so many. Jagat Hitaya Cha. Cha means and. Jagat Hitaya means for the welfare of the world. So dear sir, our dear chief guest, your name suggests Anand Kripalu. Anand means you are enjoying inside and Kripalu means your action is auspicious. That is the wonder. And Tiruchirappalli, again I will try to convert some of my understanding of noun into adjective. Charu means very, very complete personification of beauty. Beauty personified is Charu. And one of my nickname by one of my neighbors during my childhood was Charu. अरे ये तो चारू है. हालांकि मैं चारू था नहीं कभी. चारू तो मैडम है. shield. I'll tell you, shield is very strong characteristics that will lead you in your life. And sometimes we keep saying there are two types of skills. One skill is called soft skill. And I describe soft skill as that set of skills which is hard to develop. Soft skill or soft skills are that set of skills which is hard, difficult. बहुत सूक्ष्म काम है. Very subtle work. You know, when the sculptures, they try to create poetry on a stone, they start chiseling it and poetry emerges from the stone. The stone becomes, let us say, full of life. And that much hard labor we have to do on ourselves, chiseling self, then so-called soft skill is developed through hard efforts. So, I will take you to some story, some happening. It was the year 2008, and the discussion for 6 new IIMs started in office of the then HRD Minister Arjun Singh Ji. And that time there were 7 IIMs in 2008, 7 including IIM Shillong. And he invited all the directors, who minister himself, invited all the 7 directors of IIM and said, we want to establish new IIMs. Please discuss, suggest how we should go. So discussion took place. Again, we met after 45 days. There used to be frequent meetings of IIM directors with HRD minister those time. Because during 2008, 3 very important turning points were actually being witnessed by IIM community. One was opening new IIMs, that the seed was sown. And secondly, CAT online started getting under, let us say, it was being discussed. And third one was new reservation policy was discussed. 3 big issues we used to discuss those days. And when Arjun Singh Ji, while talking with directors, he was very mild, so courteous, very dignified way of giving respect. So we went to him and said that, yes, sir, we can open new IIMs and 2 IIMs per year. And with a gap of 1 year, again another 2 IIM this year, let us say, or next year, after 2 years gap, another 2 IIMs, and after another 2 years gap, another 2 IIMs should come, because we have already agreed to open 6 new IIMs. Very humbly, assertively, and saying that IIM directors can do anything, our proposal, director's proposal, was summarily, with all dignity, was rejected by HRD minister. He said, you are IIM directors, and you can go for all 6 at the same time. But we have our own, faculty, directors, they think in a different way. But fine, I have seen various kinds of, let us say, professionals, teachers, administrators, politicians, and if you ask me to rate on energy level, who is the highest, which community on average is highest on energy level? I think administrators are poor second to politicians. See their energy. You may abuse them, you may say negative things about them, you may say positive things about them, you may say politics itself is a bad word unknowingly. But please examine the energy level of any politician. And I will say administrators are poor second to. First, second, third, mein gap bhi to hota hai na? The gap is too much. The kind of energy they bring. Direction is important. Energy should go in right direction or wrong direction. That is a different matter of debate. So he said, and once, let us say, once he is convinced also, he, in one way, he also said that it has to be done. So then we started designing, framing all these issues, and 2010 was the birth year of 6 IIMs. Please remember, IIM Tiruchirappalli, we say it is 2011 born. It is physical birth. Even a human being then gets physical birth 9 months before there is conceptual birth. So actually conceptual birth had taken in 2010, and 2011 physical birth of all IIMs took place. And today we are celebrating completion of 13 years of our lovely institution, IIM Tiruchirappalli. Please clap for our mother institution. And our honorable guests know that our logo says Jnanam Anantam. Our logo says Jnanam Anantam. It has been taken from the second sutra of second chapter called Brahmanand Valli from Taittiriya Upanishad. And the full sutra is this Jnanam Anantam Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. From there we have taken Jnanam Anantam. It means knowledge is infinite. And Foundation Day basically is a day which reinforces our commitment into the, let us say, our institution, our work, our dharma. And on this Foundation Day, we again rededicate our with full energy to the basic cause of building and nurturing the institution. And as we have seen in brief, in video, our journey, we started with a batch of 82. If I remember the figure well, I think Dr. Godwin will say correctly. Oh, sorry for 2 minus. 86 would have been a better folly. 84. So mandate was 60, but see, I find that commitment of the institution, you could have started very well with 60, with 4 or 5 minus 55, but the institution went with 84. And the journey started. Today, I want to also express my gratitude, our gratitude to NIT Tiruchirappalli, which played a good host for us for 6 years, 7 years, 2011 to 2017. I'll request Professor Saravanan to please occupy the seat. So the journey started. And now we have our own capacity. 360 is our intake capacity in our main MBA program, and 50 is the seat capacity in our MDHR program, and around 50 or 60 we take for our PGP MBA program for executives in Chennai. We have another MBA program, we have PhD program, and there are a good number of scholars here, but we want to enhance that number. We are not satisfied with that. We will enhance that number. And we have grown, and I am Tiruchirappalli for sir and madam for your information. It is one of the pioneers in online education, firmly believing that those who geographically cannot easily come to this place, knowledge should reach them. If you cannot go to knowledge, knowledge should try to reach to you. So our 1 year certification program, PG certificate program online is very, very useful and well received by the society. And then we are also going through our industry interface and short duration and long duration management development programs are also developing to our satisfaction. So, well, I will take my seat, but before that, I will just analyze the word, because I thought I also get seldom occasion to be with my students. And foundation is basically, its Sanskrit word is Adhishthanam. Adhisthana means foundation. This auditorium, big classroom, upper part is visible. We appreciate it is good. Foundation is not visible. We forget to appreciate. But what you are today sitting here as students, there has been foundation. And so many factors have nurtured you, including your parents and many things, many teachers, many friends, many books, many authors of those books whom you do not know. Suppose a particular book of physics, which made your clarity, your concept clarity in physics, if that author crisscrosses you on airport or bus stand, you will not recognize. That's why it is said, whether you meet a known person or unknown person, your heart should be full of gratitude because everybody is connected. So, I will not explain anything, but we pray to Lord Ganesh before any occasion. And see what is written there in Ganesh Atharvashi's. Tvang Mooladhar Sthitosi Nityam. Moolam means foundation. You are at the foundation of everything. Oh, Ganesh Tattva is at foundation of everything. So, by remembering the auspicious Swarupa of Ganesha, if you begin your work, there is possibility of success. That is the meaning. And we all want victory. See, very important sutras. Quickly, I will cover within 2 minutes. We want victory, means success. What is the foundation of success? There are 2 foundations of success. Buddhi Moolam to Vijayam and Mantro Vijay Moolam. What are 2? Your own application of wisdom will lead you to success. And second factor, Mantro. Mantra means what an experienced person has gathered the wisdom after so much of filtering process, sharing that from an experienced person. Please remember, A can substitute B, B can substitute C, this action can substitute that action, this elective can substitute that elective. But meeting experienced person, this activity cannot be substituted by any other activity, including tap, dhyan and swadhyay and voracious reading. No, nothing can substitute sitting by the side of experienced person. That's why there are 2 roots of Vijayam, that is victory or success. One is your intelligence, your buddhi, and other is mantra given by those who know. We want to be prosperous, we want good jobs, we want to be champion of a startup, fine. What are the roots? Arthasya moolam utthanam. Your continuous self-development is the root of your prosperity. So we must get engaged in continuous development of self. And we want happiness. Sir, Anand Kripalu Sahab is also a member of IIM Jammu, board member of IIM Jammu. And my friend is director there, Professor Sahai. उन्होंने खोला है एक केंद्र, that is Anandam. Anyway. Sukhasya moolam dharma. You want to be happy also, no? Not only victorious, not only successful, we want to be happy also. क्या है उसका root? Dharma, right conduct, righteousness, not giving up the path of auspiciousness is sukhasya moolam dharma. What we want? We want grand success. Mahodaya. We want grand success. What is the root of grand success? Laghu moolam mahodaya. A little small effort in the beginning is the root of big achievement in future. What wonderful sutras are there. Laghu moolam. Small is the root of big. A small effort is the root of big success. Laghu moolam mahodaya. And final one. There are so many. Asanga shreyaso moola. We want shrestha thing. Uttam. What is superior quality? We want that. But what is the root of anything that is superior? Superior living, superior job, superior things. Asanga shreyaso moola. The root of all kinds of superlatives is asanga. That is detachment. Fully into action, but no moha. Moha nahi, infatuation nahi, sang nahi. I have done this for you, what you will do for me. If I have done it for you, that was my duty. You will do for me, that will be my bonus. Even if you don't do for me, my basic NTA is confirmed. I'm not expecting bonus. With that, if you walk in your life, asanga moola, shreyaso moola, with that detachment, you will actually get the elixir of life. You will taste the nectar of life. Happy Foundation Day to our entire community, and let us, we are waiting for the blessings by our 2 guests. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your wonderful words. It is now my privilege to introduce the guest of honor, Ms. Charu Sheel Kanwar, Executive Director at CHRO Lighthouse Canton. Ms. Kanwar is an experienced human resources and talent development professional with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and services industry. She obtained her bachelor's in economics from Lady Shri Ram College, University of Delhi, and her MBA from Birla Institute of Management Technology. Before working at Lighthouse Canton, she was the global head of learning and development and gender diversity at Birla Soft and the global HR leader for marketing, sales, operations, and an M&A at Genpact. She has also worked in different positions at GE Capital, Accrient, and NIIT. I invite ma'am to share a few words with the audience.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pawan Kumarji, for the insightful session. Always good to hear from learned people like you. So thank you so much. So good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, honored guests, and my dear students of IIM Trichy. It's an absolute pleasure to stand before you on the foundation day of this institution. That's a day that marks not just a milestone in calendar, but the celebration of knowledge, resilience, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence. First and foremost, let me express my heartfelt congratulations to each one of you for being a part of this esteemed institution. Your presence here is an achievement itself. You are now torchbearers of a legacy that values not just academic prowess, but also character, integrity, and a commitment to making a positive impact to the world. Today, as we gather here to celebrate the Foundation Day, we not only commemorate the inception of this great institution, but also reflect upon the incredible journey that lies ahead for each one of you. As you embark off this journey of education and self-discovery, it is very, very important for each one of you to define your goals with clarity. Your time here is an investment in your future, and a clear goal will serve you as a guiding star and help you navigating the challenges. So I urge all of you to think through what you are here for and what you aspire to do in your future. A clear goal is very, very important for each one of you. In the dynamic landscape of the 21st century, success is not merely defined by the knowledge you acquire within these walls, but the skills you cultivate. Undoubtedly, hard work is the cornerstone of any triumph, and I encourage each one of you to embrace it wholeheartedly. Remember that success is a journey. It's not an overnight affair. It's a culmination of persistent effort and dedication. In an era where technology often takes center stage, do not underestimate the significance of soft skills. Pawan Kumarji just talked about soft skills briefly when he was addressing all of us. Empathy and resilience. They are not mere buzzwords, but pillars of success in the real world. Resilience shields you from inevitable challenges that will come your way in a world where change is the only constant. The ability to adapt and bounce back from the setbacks is not just a skill, but a necessity. As you navigate the complexity of the business world, remember that setbacks are not failures, but your stepping stones for success. So remember that resilience in your professional environment as you move along, start working in MNCs and other companies is a very, very important skill. Your functional domain skills are very important, but what's more important is the soft skills that you have. Resilience, empathy. You cannot take away the importance of care and empathy in your professional journey. In an era driven by technology, where artificial intelligence looms large, the human touch becomes very, very important. Your ability to connect with people, understand their needs, and respond with empathy will set you apart. We'll often encounter situations where the human touch is important, especially, in my domain where, we are human resources professionals. There is always an angle where, we are stifled by business priorities or understand the cause of the employee, of the human nature of the organization. So empathy comes into play and is very, very important. Now, as we were speaking of technology and automation, you all are aware that AI is taking over the world and how. So it brings both opportunities and challenges. While AI may replace certain tasks, it cannot replace the innately human characteristics that makes all of us human. Creativity, emotional intelligence, critical thinking, and ethical decision making are irreplaceable by machines. As you embark on your careers, hone these skills that make you distinctly human. Please understand, we as HR professionals, I keep hearing all the time that the workforce is changing and the jobs that exist today will not be there 10 years down the line because AI will automate tasks. But always remember the distinctly human characteristics of a leader, of a team member, of an HR professional, of a finance professional, of a compliance professional can never be taken over by machine. So please always invest time and be the good human beings you are, because those skills are irreplaceable by any technology that can come in this world. AI is transforming industries, automating tasks, and reshaping the workforce. But like I said, it can never replicate the soul of a leader. So your creativity, your ability to inspire, your intuition and human touch, that the qualities will always be in demand. So never let go of them, please. You're not here to compete with machines. You're here to collaborate with them, to infuse humanity into the digital revolution. Be the driving force behind the technological wave, steering it into the future where innovation and compassion exist. And that's my message for you. Work collaboratively to always have the human angle when working with technologies. Because technology is the inevitable future, but make sure you're torchbearers of humanity and compassion when you're working wherever you are in the world. To navigate successfully through changing times, you must be lifelong learners. Embrace curiosity, stay updated with industry trends, and be proactive in seeking new knowledge. Your ability to learn and adapt will help you a long way in being successful, not only in your career, but also your life. So remember, cultivate the habit of learning. It is through reading, it is through, practicing something, anything. Learning can come through any experience that you want to. And success, remember, it's not about climbing the corporate ladder, but about making a meaningful contribution to the society. The future of work demands not just technical proficiency, but also adaptability, emotional intelligence, and creativity. Lastly, this is a message that I give everybody, especially young professionals, young people like you. In the hustle and bustle of your career, please always make time for your hobbies and passions. They are not just outlets for stress relief. They are your source of inspiration that will help you in the toughest time. I must narrate to you a personal experience. My son is 20 years old, is an avid guitar player, and it's a source of, just relief and go-to for him, when he is under stress, whether it is related to his studies, whether it is related to anything else. So never let go, and always cultivate a passion that is your go-to passion, when you are stressed, when you want to just relieve yourself, when you want peace with yourself. A well-rounded individual is not just an asset to themselves, but to the entire community. In conclusion, I'd like to again say, remember that success is not a destination, but a journey. You might today think that we have achieved success. We are in one of the primetime IIMs in the country, the epitome, the best institute. But it's a journey. Tomorrow, when you start your professional journeys, you will start from scratch, and then you will realize the daunting task that lies ahead of you. So remember, treat success as a journey and always aspire to do well. Embrace the challenges, cherish the victories. Again, I'll say, be the human touch in the digital world. And navigate your careers with a spirit of continuous learning, and you will always be successful in terms of what success means to you. It can mean something else to you, it can mean something else for you. Finally, again, I would like to congratulate each one of you on being a part of this illustrious institution, and may your journey be as remarkable as the foundation on which this institution has been set. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. Last year, the students of IIM Trichy engaged with its Make a Difference program with enthusiasm and zeal. Math's primary goal is to raise awareness among our students regarding the prevalent social issues in our society, and each year, outstanding projects receive recognition. The institution takes pride in presenting the certificates to students who have demonstrated exceptional dedication and effort in their math projects. The best project this time is titled Improving the Livelihood of a Rope Making Unit run by a visually impaired person by increasing the bottom and top line simultaneously. I request our guest of honor, Ms. Charushil Kavar, to felicitate the students by awarding the Best MAD Project to 2022-24 batches of PGPM and PGPM HR. I request the following students to please come to the dais. Pranshu Dikshit,
Please, all join. Sir.
Pranjali Gupta, Priyadarshini P,
Congratulations.
Shivam Kumar Verma,
Yeah.
Listen, ready?
Tushar Kanodia,
Ready?
Varun Vadwani.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Hearty congratulations to the students for their incredible achievement.
Employee recognition is all about acknowledging the hard work and accomplishments of the individuals. It is about creating an emotional connection, and here we proudly commemorate the faculty and staff members' dedication to completing 10 years of service at IIM Trichy. I invite our chief guest, Sri Anand Kripalu, to felicitate them with a certificate and a token of appreciation. I now request the following members of faculty and staff to please come to the dais. Starting with Professor Vijaya V. Unfortunately, she is not available with us today. Moving forward with Professor Abhishek K. Totawar. Professor Abhishek is traveling for a conference, and hence I request his parents, Sri Balchandra Totawar and Srimati Lata Totawar, to receive the certificate on his behalf.
Congratulations.
Ready? Thank you, sir.
Next on our list is Mr. Ravi Kumar
Thank you
R.
very much. Wonderful.
Going forward with Miss Menika. Miss Menka is not available with us today. I invite her father, Mr. K. Krishnaswamy, and her daughter, Miss A. Ritika, to please come forward and collect the award.
Why don't you come?
Last but not the least, I invite Miss Sajila M. to please come to the dais. I now request all the recipients to please come forward and gather for a group picture.
Saravanan sir.
Then you come in the middle. You come in the middle.
You come in the middle.
Ah, better.
Sajila, come this side.
Come, please come in the middle. Please come.
Aye, aye.
Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you all. I now have the honor of introducing our chief guest for the day, Shri Anand Kripalu, MD and Global CEO, SL Propack Limited. Until recently, Mr. Kripalu held the position of MD and CEO at United Spirits Limited, which is Diageo India, and was a member of Diageo's Global Executive. He also served as the chairman of the IPL franchise Royal Challengers Bangalore. In earlier roles, he functioned as the president for India and the Southeast Asia at Mondelez International and president for Asia and MD of Cadbury India as a member of Cadbury's global leadership team. Before that, he worked in Unilever for 22 years. Mr. Kripalu holds a bachelor degree in electronics from the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, and an MBA from the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta. He is a recipient of the Distinguished Alumnus Award from both these institutions. Additionally, he completed the Advanced Management program from the Wharton Business School and currently serves on the board of IIM Jammu. He serves as an independent director and chairperson on the board of Swiggy and holds the position of independent director on the board of United Breweries Limited. Previously, he chaired the CII National FMCG Committee and CIABC, which is the Confederation of Indian Alcoholic Beverage Companies, and served on the board of Marico Limited for a decade. Mr. Kripalu was recently honored with the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award at the 8th edition of the Indian Marketing Awards IMA by Exchange for Media. I now request that Sir please address the gathering.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction and very good day, everyone. Absolute pleasure to be here at this Foundation Day celebration of IIM Trichy. And, I must say at the outset, thank you very much to the director and the staff for inviting me here and the faculty for inviting me here today. It's always a special moment actually when I'm in the midst of students and of course faculty because they help the students to achieve what they need to achieve. So this is apparently placement time, but as the director was telling me nowadays, it's always placement time. Is that true? There is rarely time for academics in the middle of placement. But honestly, I think placement is a very, very important reason why people come to institutions like IIM Trichy. And I can tell you, I know that there will be some very happy moments, there'll be some very stressed moments during placement. Yes? Some happy moments, some stressed moments. But I'll tell you one thing. Finally, it always works out. Okay? So that stress is transitionary, right? I can bet you when you look back, it would have all worked out really well. Just stay calm, stay focused, and the best will happen. All right? And I can tell you that from personal experience as well. You know, as I'm standing here and talking to you today, I'm also reminded of the time when, you know, I was graduating from IIM Calcutta. And hold your breath, by the way, because many of you were not born then. Okay? Because I graduated more than 40 years ago from IIM Calcutta. All right? And there were many batches before me. Huh? So it's not as if I was the first or the second batch. I was in the 18th batch. And that's where really my own professional journey started. There's a saying in Thailand, right? I don't know the Indian scriptures as well as your director does. Huh? I can tell you that. Nor do I know much of Thai literature for that matter. But, but this particular saying is that experience is a comb. You know what a comb is, right? Everyone? Yeah? Is a comb that nature gives you when you are bald. You don't need it, right? So, what I can do today at least is to share a bit of that comb as I start balding myself, share a bit of that comb with you, which is the experience that I have had through my career. And I'm going to give you today 5 lessons that I have learned along the way. And this was well before AI and things like that had even been coined, right? Phrases like that. In fact, I think when I started life, the first PC came. And we used to use Lotus 123. Microsoft Excel had not been invented either. And I used to handwrite and photocopy. There was no Microsoft Word either. All right, so that's when I started. So I started up very much in the brick and mortar world, and not in this cyberspace kind of world. But I'm going to give you 5 lessons that I've learned through personal stories. So they're not, forgive me, but they're not lessons out of a management book, right? But they're just personal management stories. And I'm then going to give you 2 pieces of unsolicited advice, which means unsolicited means whether you like it or not, I'm going to give it to you. All right? So 5 lessons and 2 pieces of advice. All right? So that's what I'm going to do. So lesson number 1, careers are not sprints. They are marathons, right? And I know that there are many people who want to become CEO the day you leave IIM. All right? We never had those aspirations. It wasn't even possible. Now it is. That time it wasn't. Now, you know, you need to sustain your energy in a 40-year career like mine. And you have to manage your energy, not just your time. Energy comes from, of course, the workplace. So if you work in a place that energizes you, you will be energized. If you work in a place that saps your energy, you will come back home dead every evening. But it also comes from family, friends, and relationships that you build. How many have run marathons here, tell me? I think you need a program on fitness, Director Saab, in the campus. Huh? You have a gym on campus? And I know what happens at gym. 1st of Jan, it's packed. And then by the 4th or 5th, like today, there's no waiting. I've run a half marathon, by the way. May not look it, but I've run a half marathon, the Mumbai half marathon. And one of my most lasting memories of running a marathon, and I did half a marathon, so 21K, was these first-time marathon participants. More energy than planning, more enthusiasm than training. The gun goes at the starting line, they are racing. After 3 or 4 kilometers, they're lying on the wayside somewhere, huffing and puffing. They are not the guys who are going to get to the finishing line. And I can tell you, so too in careers, my personal experience, because, you know, as was said earlier, you have to be a lifelong learner. And how far you go actually, in my view, is determined by how much you learn through your career. Okay? Many peak very early, like these marathon runners, novice marathon runners. I have, by the way, worked with people in my early years much smarter than me. And I used to say, bloody hell, where have I landed down? Right? Because these guys were just smarter than me. And in every meeting, they'll be making more of an impact than I did. And I was really feeling insecure. And you know what? They are nowhere to be seen today. They peaked and waned so early in their careers, in their mid-40s, right? And I'm still standing here being invited to be a chief guest in a place like today, okay? So, right? And, you know, these guys even got promoted well before me. So and the first time you're out of IIM, there's this huge batch mentality. You're always looking who is doing better than me, who's earning more than me. Huge comparison, I can tell you, doesn't end even when you retire. The batch mentality. It stays forever, right? And when the first time people get promoted ahead of you, you really feel your world is coming to an end. You really feel you've lost out because you're not used to losing out. But that, you know, builds resilience, yeah? And, you know, gets you ahead. I'll tell you one thing. Excellence in your current job is the only thing that determines your next job. I have come across too many people who are always worried about the next job. Mera kya hoga? I said, aapka wo hi hoga jo what you deserve. Right? And if you focus and do your job properly, and as long as you're working in a good company that's meritocratic, the right things will happen to you. If you keep worrying about what's going to happen yourself and keep worrying about how to get the next job, you will trip on the current job. Right? Focus on your current job. I can tell you one thing, and this is just something for you to remember. No one, not even the most successful person you can think of, has had a perfect career. There are ups and there are downs. There are days when you're rising, and there are days when you come back and say, hey, what's happening to me? My career is not moving. Okay? Everybody has a bad day. So do cricketers, by the way, right? And for 8 years, I was very closely involved with RCB. And I'm not going to discuss today. I'm not going to discuss today why RCB has never won the trophy. Huh? That's a separate discussion altogether. You'll have to invite me back to campus for a fireside chat on cricket. But cricketers too, will score a century and get out for a duck. Right? All that determines how far you go is that after every failure, how you pick yourself up and run again. And you know, the greatest example for me of somebody who crashed and got up and ran again was Amitabh Bachchan. He was almost destroyed after ABCL, Amitabh Bachchan Corporation happened. He was almost finished, and then he came back with Kaun Banega Crorepati, and he's still going strong. Huh? He still gets crores for every ad he does. He saw failure like no other, but he got up and ran again, and that is the ultimate reflection of character. Anyone can be great when you're doing well, but what character do you demonstrate when you're down and out? That determines how far you go. The second lesson is seek out grassroots level experience, right? And this is in any function. Okay, and I'll just talk about the function that I've been exposed to. So this could happen whether you're in finance or you're in technology or in HR or whichever else it is. You know, a lot of the kind of person I am today, a lot of the kind of leader I am today has been shaped by my early years in sales. You know, working 35, 40 calls a day in Trichy and Madurai and Coimbatore, shop to shop, sitting with them and having tea. Having meals for that time, I think 5 rupees or 6 rupees meals ready board was there. You go sit and have meal at lunchtime, right? A lot of who I am today has come from those experiences, right? And I have a lot of empathy for the people who toil every day, you know, in the market and in the factories, right? I've always worked by and large in consumer goods companies, So you were always making something or selling something, right? And I have a lot of empathy for the people who make and the people who sell. Everybody, as they say, is a kind of overhead. Okay? It's just the people who sell and the people who make are the ones who really bring home the bacon, who bring home the business, who bring home the revenue and pays everyone's salaries. My early years were really, really tough. And, I remember staying in Madurai and there was a hotel called College House, 12 rupees a day. There was no toilet attached to the room. And we were made to go through that on the same salesman's allowances. Okay? All my travel in Tamil Nadu, and my early years were in Tamil Nadu actually here, were overnight bus. Tiruvalluvar transport or Sharon transport, overnight bus. Madurai, Coimbatore to Salem, Salem to whatever, Tirunelveli. I've been to all these district headquarters in this state. I mean, that is where you get your nails dirty. And it is this nail dirtying, collar soiling, shoe wearing kind of experience that teaches you the basics of how an organization works. And my personal experience is, even when you're the CEO, the feel you have of what's happening on the ground helps you to govern and run the company in a way in which you could never have done if you started your life as the CEO. Now, like I said, these are my personal experiences. You may or may not agree, right? But that's what worked for me. And building deep respect for frontline people, right? For instance, I'll be honest with you, I take great resentment when people ill-treat people who are not as endowed as they are. You go and treat somebody, the waiter in the restaurant, badly. I think that's poor character and poor form. Similarly, the frontline salespeople, when you become a CEO, how do you respect them? What's the empathy you have for them? And I'll tell you, at that time when I started as a trainee, many of them were old enough to be my father. So you have to treat them with respect. And that respect and that empathy, I tell you, stays forever. And I'll tell you one thing. There is no substitute in my book for those learnings. Ultimately, it is not in the boardroom where battles are won or lost. Where do you think they're won or lost? The biggest failure in companies is the inability to translate what's discussed in the boardroom into the marketplace. It is the biggest gap in the company. You can have the smartest discussion in the boardroom, but if you can't translate that to real action on the ground, what is it worth? It's not worth the time that you spend discussing it. The real battles, and I tell you in consumer goods, the real battle for market share is won or lost in the marketplace, not in the boardroom. The third lesson, have the hunger and desire to make a difference. The wheels of a business turn when somebody does something, right? Now, if you're graduating from a top institute like IIM Trichy, I have no doubt you would have cleared the CAT exam. I have no doubt that you will have the requisite intellect to be successful. Yeah? So what makes the difference? It's the fire in the belly. It's the desire to do something, the desire to make a difference. There was a time when I was the regional manager for Hindustan Lever, regional manager for West India. And I had two area managers working for me. Now, these two guys were both smart young area managers, maybe about 3-4 years out of one of the IIMs. And each had a territory that was broadly similar in terms of potential. They had similar teams of people, equivalent capability of teams. And similar resources in terms of promotional money. But you know what? One of them would deliver dramatically different results month after month after month. Dramatically different results. So what made the difference? These guys had similar intellect too. So what made the difference? One had the hunger and desire to make a difference. Some people are game changers, huh? And some people with the same level of intellect are status quo managers. Some people inherit a job and want to make a difference and transform it. Some of them are happy to coast and give a lot of gyan in the meetings. Okay? I want people around me. I don't need intellectuals in business. I need smart people. People who are out there to change the world. Right? And that's what I look for when I'm hiring my team. When I do the final interviews, I'm only looking to say, is this kind of person I want in my team? Is this the kind of person who I believe will come here ready to go and wanting to make a difference? Or is this person going to come and coast? Right? Not interested in making not interested in making a difference, just wants the job. I've seen this. You post a good person in a job nobody wants in a company. After that, everybody wants that job. You put a bad person in a good job. After that, nobody wants that job. People make jobs. Jobs don't make people. So remember, when you get a job, maybe good or bad because of the history of the incumbent, how you leave it is what is going to be remembered. The fourth lesson is to get comfortable outside your comfort zone. Very often we think we know what's best for us. I want to do this only and I do not want to do that. And it is possible that you have blinding clarity, that you have outstanding clarity. But it's also possible that you have butterflies in your stomach and you don't want to do something that you're uncomfortable doing. I was the latter kind of person. And I'll tell you, there are some jobs that I was almost kicked into doing. I said, nahi karna hai, nahi karna hai. I thought it was a signal that the company doesn't want to give me what I want. When I look back, those are the jobs that probably gave me the steepest learning curve. Yeah? Because as you grow more senior, it is the width of your experience that determines how effective you are, not just the depth of one kind of experience. It's the T-shaped capability, right? Where the width starts playing an important part. How many of you have gone onto YouTube and seen Steve Jobs' commencement speech at Stanford? How many have seen it here? Very few of you. It's a must-see. You have to see that speech. Everyone's heard of Steve Jobs? Anyone not heard of Steve Jobs here? Huh? No? Alright. Please go and see it. And he talks of three things only there. Life, death, and the third one is called? All those who put up their hands haven't seen it. All those who put up their hands have not seen it. The third one is called connecting the dots. And in your career, you can only connect the dots looking backward and then seeing how each experience made you what you are. You just cannot connect those dots looking forward. You may be an outstanding career planner. I have learned you don't overthink careers. Things happen. Right? And there are opportunities that were never there that emerge, and there are opportunities you aspired for that disappear in companies. Okay? But when you look back, all these experiences, including those that are outside the comfort zone, right, add up to the dots that make you what you are. And the fifth lesson is always leave a legacy. Everyone knows what legacy means? Legacy? Yes, no? When I was a young sales trainee in Tamil Nadu, I remember this specifically in Trichy actually. And I'm talking of 83, 84. Right? When I just passed out of IIM, I came into the south, based in Chennai, and I used to travel here into Tamil Nadu every month. After this hard day's work, 35, 40 calls a day in the Tamil Nadu heat. Right? There was no bottled water those days. Huh? You drank what you got. Right? So we're all kind of hardened people, immune. Nothing happens to us, and I can tell you that, with the experiences that we've been through. After a tough day's work like that, we would sit down in one of the hotels. I don't even remember the name. Later, when I came, the most senior person I stayed, Sangam, which has now been Sangam, which has now been demolished and built into Courtyard Marriott, I think. Right? I've stayed there, but when I was first time when I came, I stayed in some hotel like 10 rupees a day or whatever it was. And my supervisor, I became his boss later, right? When you get confirmed, we used to sit in the evening and have a drink after a tough day's work. Right? And he'd order one of my brands from my previous company, probably McDowell's #1 or something, he would order. And we'd start talking. And invariably, this guy will speak about his boss, the area manager. The supervisor will speak about his boss, the area manager. But you know what was surprising? He never spoke about his current boss. He never spoke about the previous boss. He only spoke about his boss, who was his boss 2 bosses ago. And every time he would say, that person, he put in place new systems, he provided me coaching, he helped me when I had personal challenges. That boss, who was his boss, area manager 2 bosses ago, had touched the supervisor in a way that he was remembered well after he was gone. That person had left a legacy. The next 2 area managers had passed through quietly like a silent ship in the night. Nobody remembered, nobody cared. Whatever job you do, you have to leave a legacy. Sometimes you think, legacy is CEO's job. Well, what can I do? I'm a young junior manager when I start my life. What legacy can I leave? Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. You can leave a legacy in every job. And sometimes I say even the person who serves tea. There are some who are remembered after they've served that tea and gone, because they do it in a unique way. And there are some you don't even know their name, even though they've been serving tea for you every day, day after day. Right? So, those are the 5 lessons that I wanted to share from my career. Careers are not marathons, sprints, they are marathons. Seek out grassroots level experience. Have the hunger and desire to make a difference. Get comfortable outside your comfort zone. And always leave a legacy. And now for those 2 pieces of advice before I finish. 2 pieces of advice. First, believe in the India story. When I passed out of IIT Madras, it was still called IIT Madras then, it's still called IIT Madras now. It's not IIT Chennai. In 1980, what the norm was? Everyone used to go to the US. On campus, there was a buzz about who's got which admission in the US and how much scholarship. I remember the director calling up all of us final year students and pleading with us at that time. Don't go, Majja. Why do you want to go and become a second-class citizen? Stay in India, where we're all second-class citizens anyway. All right? He was pleading not to go to the US and become the second-class citizen. My class of electronics had 32 students. 30 went to the US. I decided to stay back for whatever reason. And actually, with hindsight, it's amazing how small decisions in life transform the course of your life. Okay? Like, if I'd gone to the US, it would have been different. I would have probably married somebody different. My whole life would have been different from what it turned out to be. Okay? But it's a decision I have never ever regretted. And I can tell you this, many of my batchmates, and because I was electronics, most of them are on Silicon Valley now. Many of them today would give an arm and a leg to come back to India and be here, given the buzz that is there in India. But they can't. They are Indians, their children are Americans. They can't come back. It is impossible. The children are born and brought up there. They're Americans. Many of them can't speak a word of an Indian language, right? They've been just brought up there. So, this is today a booming country with a billion opportunities. It really is. And there is a buzz. And I can tell you, I run a kind of mid-sized global company and our businesses in North America, Latin America, mainland China, Europe, and so on. There is no place that has a buzz like India has. Okay? This is India's decade. In fact, the next few decades will be India's decade. And you have an opportunity to play in probably what is the most exciting country in the world. An opportunity that many previous generations, including mine, actually never had. Okay? So believe in the India story and enjoy the ride. And the second piece of advice, and this is, I tell you, very dear to me, win, but win the right way. And I think the director referred to some of these things. You know, all too often it is felt that you need to do the wrong thing to win. Honestly, after 4 decades in business, there is no wrong way to get the right result. Huh? There is no wrong way to get the right result. Every one of you has a conscience. What's a conscience? What's a conscience? The inner voice. The inner voice. And, you know, it always tells you right from wrong, huh? Does it? I have a very, very loud inner voice, huh? You know, sometimes people feel businesses are only built through vision and strategy. I'll tell you, businesses have to be built and managed by conscience. You have to do the right things in business. The end game, the purpose of a business is just not to make money. It is the means to something bigger than just make money. If you don't make money, of course, you cannot achieve any purpose at all. So you have to make money. But it is a means to achieving something that's much bigger. So as you go into the business world, remember, you need to not just partake in the India story, but you have to build it and shape it to the kind of India you want to leave for your children and grandchildren. You have a role to play there too. Yeah? And you know, I just want to end with a quote from Lord Leverhulme. He was one of the founding fathers of Unilever, where I spent 22 years. I believe that nothing can be greater than a business, however small it may be, that is governed by conscience. And that nothing can be meaner or more petty than a business, however large, governed without honesty and without brotherhood. And he said this 200 years ago, by the way. Okay? I cannot start my career again, folks. Right? I'm pretty much done. In fact, people keep asking me, why are you still working like this? What are you doing? 40 years you've been doing this. Why are you doing it? But I do it because, you know, I have the energy. Okay? I have a lot of energy. And rather than just use the energy against my wife at home, you know, I might as well put it to other better uses. Okay? But I hope these stories will help you in some way as you chart your career as well. You really have a very exciting opportunity, right? As I said, in a very exciting country. The IIM brand will always stand by you. When I'm looking at resumes, those are the things that catch your eye. Remember that. That will stand by you. But it is also for you to nurture and for you to uphold, because every one of you who carries the IIM badge can also destroy it. That is the responsibility you have. You go and do bad things out there, the IIM name will get half the debit of your actions. Right? There are people from McKinsey and places who've done bad things. It has damaged the name of those institutions. You cannot separate out the institution from the individual. Okay? So, you have a responsibility. So it will help you, it will support you, it will open the doors as you go through your careers, but you have a little bit of debt that you also owe to this institute and the larger IIM brand name, right? That is yours to give back. So, Good luck as you finish your programs here, and yeah, for those going into summers and those going into final placement, good luck. There's an exciting world out there, right? And you can be sure that great opportunities are there ahead of you, right? Irrespective of the nervous pangs of placement, okay? There are great opportunities for everyone because this is a booming economy and there are more opportunities than you can even imagine, okay? But there's only one thing I want to remind you again. Whatever you do, you have to leave your footprints on the sands of time. You have to be remembered rather than your name getting extinguished the moment you finish the job. Because then, I'll tell you, when you come to the stage of life and career where I am, my greatest fulfillment and acknowledgement is when people come to me from organizations I've worked in the past and said, Anand, what you did, we still remember. It's still there. Or what you said, we still remember. There is no bigger gratitude, no promotion, no increment, no bonus. Is a bigger sense of gratitude and fulfillment than just that one acknowledgement of somebody who has crossed paths with you in the past. So all the very best, good luck, and thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring and insightful words, which I'm sure resonated with all of us here. I now request the director to please present our chief guest, Shri Anand Kripalu, and our guest of honor, Ms. Tiruchirappalli Cover, with a memento.
Oh, nice. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Ms. Shruti to present the vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of IIM Tiruchirappalli, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for gracing this occasion and making our Foundation Day celebration a resounding success. Today marks a significant milestone in our journey, and your presence here has made it all more special. I would express our deepest appreciation to the chief guest, Shri Anand Kripalu, MD and Global CEO of SL Propack Limited, whose esteemed presence had added immense value to our celebration. Sir, your inspiration words have left an indelible impression on all of us. We are profoundly grateful for your time and gracious contribution to the event. I extend our sincere thanks to our guest of honor, Ms. Tiruchirappalli Cover, Executive Director and CHRO of Lighthouse Canton, for honoring us with her presence for the day. We are happy to hear your words of insight to the gathering. I owe a debt of gratitude to our director, Dr. Pawan Kumar Singh, for his presence and warm welcome to the guests. We would like to express our thanks to our deans on the dais, CEO in charge, all dedicated members and volunteers who have been instrumental in organizing this event. Last but not least, a special thanks to our well-wishers, friends and patrons whose encouragement and support continue to motivate us in our mission. In conclusion, I would express our gratitude once again to everyone present here. Your presence had made this day a truly memorable and rewarding experience for all of us. Thank you
all for being a part of this momentous occasion. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's the time for us to pay homage to the motherland, and therefore I request you all to please stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Students from PGP1 sections A, C and D are requested to gather outside CR 005 for guest lecture.